Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
We are tWoTcast, episode 366. Did you know that?
No.
No, he doesn't know. Okay.
All right, everyone shut the f*** up. Let's ready to record.
We like to start every show by yelling, "We are tWoTcast." Can you do that with me? On the count of 1, 2, 3, go. We are tWoTcast. Now we can start.
The Wheel of Time Reread Podcast. Explicit in R. Freaking rated. Jono's the wild card. Always talking shit. Joe's the straight man. He's a total dick. Tom is still obsessed with X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
We are
You're reviewing tWoTcast, the Wheel of Time Reread podcast, now covering season 2 of the Wheel of Time, I suppose. Much to Tom's chagrin, probably. With me, as always, is Jono.
Jono.
And I'm Joe, and Tom is frequently, but very often not lately, here, too.
But he is here.
Let's do your math.
Hey, Thomas.
I haven't had
Very exciting you're here.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Ooh, very exciting. How's fatherhood?
It's good.
All right.
Same
How's,
as, I don't know. It's like
good,
it's like
good.
It's like regular life, but there's a baby.
how's
Yeah.
clitoralhood?
How's what?
Clitoralhood?
Oh, I don't know.
Ripped
I wouldn't
apart.
know about that. Shattered into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah. Like a bad hamburger.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Just right out the gate.
Yeah. It's funny, like
Oh,
recreating.
hey,
Like
boys.
if you put a
Oh, man, there's
piece
all
of
kinds
glass
of
on a
comments going
baking
on
tray
here.
and smash it with.
Yeah. Okay.
Good Lord, look at all this. This is a good evening, all. We told everybody we're running a little bit late because Tom doesn't know how to use the
Computer.
internet.
Yeah.
I didn't get the computer turned on until whatever. Nobody cares about this. I was actually
Hey,
gonna
Tom, it's the same way you get the pictures of
Man.
naked women to appear on your computer, but you
just do
just have to click on the other links. Okay.
I just do that on my phone.
Yeah, that's the confusing part.
Oh, what's up, chat?
Scroll-
Hi, Dana. Dana's
Scroll
here.
through my
Matt
various
Stagger's
files.
here. Look at all these people. Overseers is here.
Just watching it.
Goodness gracious. Tom, it's Ton.
I don't know why that made me happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I like?
Iris here. Yeah.
Looking down, looking to my side, seeing all of us.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
cute.
it's weird.
It's special. It's special, isn't it?
It is special.
It's wonderful.
weird that
wonderful thing we have here.
It's weird that I'm down here now.
Oh, yeah. Switch it out then. Fix this shit.
Outdoors
We're
Taint is
down.
here.
Yeah.
I assumed I got
Specifically, just Rand's Taint.
No, actually, it's Tam outdoors thing.
Yeah.
Far superior. A little more
Look,
gray.
that's better. We're back in our normal places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the chair.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you didn't say something, Tom.
He just
did.
did.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to you.
I'm glad I came. Glad I'm back.
I got real used to just silence whenever we would throw to Tom.
Did you do that a lot?
So many times.
Yeah, at least
What do you
a
think?
few.
Tom?
I mean, you know.
I'll tell you what, though.
We,
You definitely, yeah, you did.
go
You
ahead.
scoffed at a lot of good jokes that that you missed.
That's
Sure.
true. You did. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
should have set up
It
a
was-
third camera just for that.
just
You could have.
a little bit of that
You could have
Tom
just said,
silence.
Yeah, those just joining us, Tom. Just step away for a second. That's
It was suggested multiple times that we have an empty screen with crickets, actually. So that actually, I mean, someone else came up with that idea, not you.
Well, I mean, we're close. We have the cricket.
Yeah, just go smoke a cigarette out to the side there, and we'll pretend you're not here.
I drink so much coffee during the day that also I'll be going to the bathroom like every 3 minutes. So.
Perfect.
What's your total at now? It was 48 earlier.
I don't even know. I switched to Red Bull when I leave work.
That's the healthier choice. Yeah.
Better for you.
Yeah, get that taurine in your yeah.
Yeah. A real jolt of sugar.
Yeah, that's what every kid needs from his father. Well, that's good.
It is. It is.
Do you have any exciting?
No, we can keep going. Go ahead.
I was going to see if Tom had any exciting stories to tell us about fatherhood, but I assume the answer is no.
No, not really. I mean, all I do is work, and then there's the baby. That's not like super interesting to everybody. I've watched just things that I used to watch, so like nothing new, I don't think.
I used it's calling time. I'm sitting outside because it's so hot, and that's
not a baby.
It's relevant because he now lives in Atlanta, so he knows what he's talking about. Yes. All right, so I have the Dark Friends social pulled up, so we can talk about that. I also have like one specific interview, but because I liked that one from Rotten Tomatoes, so I transcribed some of their answers so we could like discuss them.
Gotcha.
So we can go over the interview things.
Yeah. So the point of today's episode is Tom's a grumpy dick, and we didn't really prepare for shit. So
Tom's gonna hate the next season as much as he hated the first season. So we want to see his opinions. We want to see his opinions on all the things that have been happening.
I already have one opinion on season 2. Ready? I wish they weren't making it.
How did I know that would be the one? Oh, we also have posters to look at, which is just images, but it's fun.
Actually, I don't care that they're making it. I just wish I didn't need to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, This is part of your job.
You're gonna take notes.
I'm gonna keep saying it, and no matter how many times I say it, I still think you're not gonna believe me. But I'm just gonna pretend I watched it.
I love that so much because you will do that.
I can just get be really mad and like I don't even want to talk about it. I hated that part. Didn't like his shirt. It was stupid. And like if I say enough things like that, Jono will eventually be like, I know. I will be like, why did they change that?
Then you just stop talking.
He'll be like, I know you. Yeah.
Tom, I know exactly what you mean.
I can't remember when we were hanging out a couple weeks ago. Did I tell you what Alan's only note was? There were two things he said about the Wheel of Time trailer. Is one, looks like it's further from the books, and two, I really hate Rand's hair. That was all of Alan's stuff.
Why does he? I don't mind Rand's hair.
I'm sure you told me, but I don't remember. I don't care about how any of the actors look.
But that's
necessarily at all.
Most of the time that I get anything from Alan about like there was one like Wheel of Power, Rings of Power note, and he's just like
one Wheel of Power.
He's like the fucking cups they're using don't make any fucking sense. It's like that's where Alan Ramonchek's mind goes. Is just that type of indignation. So
I also have a trailer pulled up so we can watch that too.
Oh, which one do you want to start
with? We got all kinds of stuff, guys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything.
I know.
And not because of the baby, by design.
Yeah.
Yes, by design, yeah. That's why I'm going to take the next small bit of time that you're away from your screaming infant and bombard you with season 2 stuff until you hate it.
And we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause it a lot. Also, quick apology. Everyone who likes the show, I am more than happy to enjoy season 2. I really hope I do like it. But Tom's going to shit on everything, and I apologize.
No, I'm ready to go in with an open mind for season 2.
Who the fuck are you?
Well, I at least have to remember. No, you can't go in totally blank. You have to at least carry the baggage of season 1 with you.
Yeah. Logan's preview appeared today as well. Oh, I didn't see that one yet. Listen, over his ears. Listen, there's one thing we'll never be accused of. It's being on time with the news or relevant in any way. You know,
low gains.
We're always going to be weeks after the fact. I mean, that's kind of cool. There's a prominent role.
Yeah, you know what?
I guess we're an unintentional first-time reader reaction video.
What's your favorite part? You know what's your favorite Logan part from book 2?
Oh,
I really like
when he walks around.
I really like how he sits catatonic and doesn't move or do anything.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
It's not the best you get.
Yeah.
That was also book 3. I mean, not even in book 2, really.
He just walks through the garden suicidal when the girls are there.
Just wanders around. Adorable.
What if
Very
that is
handsome,
the
one would
preview?
say, but-
It's just one guy, just like this,
That'd be great.
a solid 30 seconds. And they're like,
Just
"Wheel of
shuffling
time
through
on
the
that."
gardens of the White Tower.
Staring at
That'd be
news.
the best. That'd be the best. It'd be really great if it was like Matt was like about to fight like Galad and Gawain or something similar to that kind of event, and then like it just zooms right past them to the far background. And it's just a one dude walking slowly, and then it's like 30 seconds of that walking, and then that's it.
I'm trying to think of a less impactful character from book 2 and 3 that could have a preview for, but I honestly can't think of it. With a name.
Oh, with a real name.
Irrelevant or reverent? Both, I guess. Yes. Yeah, probably both. Yeah. Thanks.
Also,
Bob
great
Holocaust.
job.
He scares the girls by existing. That is true.
Yeah. And, which is
True.
interesting because
His mere presence is frightening for them.
they also want him to.
So it's going to
continue.
be like a close up of him staring and drooling, and then a close up of them like, and then back and forth.
Yeah.
Just Italian Spider-Man.
Basically,
series of reaction videos from you.
By the way, if you haven't seen Italian Spider-Man, I mean, just watch Italian
that's
Spider-Man.
really what I was going for. Why don't we just watch Italian Spider-Man on a loop for an hour once a week for the season?
I
think
mean,
we discover something.
I
new
wish I had thought of that
every
ahead of
episode.
time. I would definitely have pulled that up.
When's
All
the
right,
last time
so
you watched
let's. I
Italian
guess let's
Spider-Man?
watch the trailer first because it's the oldest bit of information, and Tom can watch the trailer and be like, "All right," and then we can move
I
on.
can't wait. Okay, maybe I'll get
All right.
excited.
Maybe, very possibly. I have no idea if the sound's going to play properly. We'll see. YouTube, you tell us if you're hearing
right.
sound.
And a season 1 recap. Jesus.
Tom or John, are you hearing it?
Yeah, I hear it.
Oh, okay.
It's also going fast as shit.
That's what happens. It's the trailer. It's the style of the trailer.
The video's not
I'll
working.
watch you get fucking angry too.
Youngest lieutenant free. He may be waking the Forsaken. You have no conception of the power of you.
It's a good one. It's a good one, what a Holocaust.
To stop all the suffering is to stop the wheel itself.
I mean, it's very quick.
That's the teaser trailer, by the way, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it looks great. What is this show?
Dana Lou said I barely hear it. Listen, Dana, we're not trying to we're not trying to get flagged by YouTube. What'd you say, Tom?
What's the show? It looks pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, are you talking about that Wonder Woman bit at the end? That's The Boys. It's from The Boys.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a really good show.
That actually looks fantastic.
Yeah, that is great. We should just.
I
change
mean,
the
if we
voice.
skip, that is the teaser trailer. You're right, Jono.
Yeah.
There's some good
Made me
stuff
so
in
angry.
here, though.
It's a stupid face.
I like that face.
Dumb wood
I just wish they did it more.
We didn't defeat the
There.
Dark One. We set his strongest.
I'm gonna mute it. Hold on. So that I feel like, what do you like? Bloody hand coming out? Is the boar like? Is it bloody? Do you think it's a Forsaken? One, do you think it's a Forsaken that he's letting out? And two, do you think the boar is a bloody wound? that they're like a membrane they're climbing through?
bloody womb. Oh, so I suppose that's Lanfear.
That's I don't know. That's a good assumption.
That's a
Very
theory?
maybe.
So I mean, however many minstrel jokes you want, I've got them. But yeah, that looks like. Iris Bear definitely watched The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys is great.
Let's just talk about that.
Yeah.
There's people are saying Lanfear, Tyra Washir,
Yeah.
and Dana Lohu.
Yeah. So people who know.
Who remembers blood? Actually, I kind of like that about Holocaust. Who'd you steal it from?
Again,
So that's pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's Lanfear. I would love to it would be really amazing if the boar was like an Orokai sack and they're like ripping some people out of it or something. Just make it gross.
Would that be amazing?
Yeah.
I don't want that at all. Also, Orokai is a
no,
good,
it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But why is she covered in blood? I don't know. Maybe she's getting out of the same pool Egwene was in with all the colors, and it's not blood at all.
She just gravitated to the red section.
So we'll see more of this in a second, but this is the Dark Prince social.
Wait, how many? All right. Ah, well, that's not very social. It's really a small amount of people.
Well,
yeah, that's what I thought. It's supposed to be a party.
Nobody came to the party.
It's supposed to be a party where everyone's terrified, and Ishmael's like, well, no one fucking showed up.
There's no table at the party.
He's got a whole bunch of hors d'oeuvres that are just untouched.
I know. Are they to have a meal?
Yeah.
Land
looks great.
Land very naked. Yeah, like that.
Is that a Gween?
Actually,
sorting.
Was it a Gween? No, I think it was Nynaeve.
Either way, neither one of them should be.
It's Nynaeve, yeah.
It's Nynaeve.
Hate that.
It's a dagger. It's her belt dagger.
Hate that. Is this the capture by the Shan-Chan or something? Because she does fight back and then runs.
3,000 years of body fluid sealed in with her. Jesus Christ.
Oh, so Johnny, you were rated as period blood.
Yeah, that's a fucking wet
You
dream.
said her name 5 times in the mirror to release her. Okay, these are good.
It's amazing how
is it 5 times?
I thought it was 3, but it's not a problem.
You're
Gotta be here for a second. Plus, I wonder if they're trying to go with a rebirth theme for them emerging. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying. You know, like,
I like that idea, but again, it comes back to the question of what the fuck the boar is in this, right? Or not the boar? I guess the seal.
That's not a knife. Is it not?
Well, he is Aussie, right? If anyone knows, it would be.
I would think.
This is a knife.
I wouldn't think an Australian person would lean into Crocodile Dundee jokes, but here we are.
Ew, do we have to see that for Samuel?
Yeah.
Hopefully we do.
His will be white.
Just
3,000 years worth
just
of
drizzling it into a bowl of water with his magic wand, and then he dunks his face in it. You know.
Yeah. That's what Moraine thinks of your joke, by the way.
But they are not reborn because they did not die.
That is also correct.
Dana Lou coming in with the facts as always.
Yeah, as opposed to our sensational
The
bullshit.
male forsaken come out of the flood of white. I assume he meant fromage.
The wet dream, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to show them. You don't have to show
Yeah.
them anything. It's unnecessary.
No, yeah. I mean, it didn't show her coming out. He was just like helping her up, and she was coated in blood. Maybe she just murdered a shitload of people.
I
and
will
it was just a ring of blood.
It never says what they're in.
Awesome.
It never says what they're in or what they come out of in the books. So at least the writers of the show are fixing
not
it
ripping
again.
apart something that we love. Yeah,
yeah, fixing another error that Robert Jordan made when he's writing these books.
Yeah,
and it is
which there were a lot of.
What an ass.
Poorly written, poorly conceived.
Yeah,
but as long as they keep making corrections, then we're in good shape.
Yeah, we get Loyal tied up and screaming. Matt
is he tied up?
Staring at a dagger. Yeah. I mean, he's getting like lassoed or something. Yeah, there's like something around.
Oh, maybe this is puppet Trolloc situation.
Oh, maybe he.
Why do I love that so much? The idea this is puppet Trollocs. Is he in Carrihan? It's just some huge mirror drill above him.
We have seen we've seen video of him, I think, with now I can't remember what the fuck, but with a Shan-Chan, right? So maybe this is when he's captured by them. But again, and Tom's going, well, that doesn't happen. The answer is that's right.
Yeah. That's a little bit of that. Is Loyal with the Shan-Chan? Is that the Bail Doman stand-in?
That do be possible.
Maybe he does tell a lot of stories. He do tell a lot of stories.
Every time I try to make it make sense, I'm just like, it doesn't have to make sense. Just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
but I'm going to keep trying. I'll keep trying.
Yeah. A mirror on a cowboy hat. Not sure what that means. I think it's in reference to the marionette puppet. Why he's wearing a cowboy hat, I don't know. Maybe it's a Toy Story reference.
I want that to be true, though. Please scroll through and find that.
Oh, hi, Taffy's here. I would like to crawl out of a bloody world badge.
It's so good to have Taffy in the audience.
I mean, when is it not?
That'll probably be the next song we play for in 2 or 3 weeks.
It's so. I would love to crawl out of a world badge. Yeah,
Bloody World Badge.
That's
yeah,
a really
bloody.
long
Oh, sorry.
title.
Glad to see Rand has been going to the gym.
Oh, we got like a snip of Uno there for like a millisecond.
Yeah, that was Uno, our good friend, and of course there is the princess of the Afro
from behind.
Here too.
Yeah, she's yeah. They're packed-
She's
they're-
not emerging.
We'll have to have a long discussion about bat guano.
I honestly thought maybe if I left for 2 months, you'd stop talking about Ace Ventura.
No,
It's from the 90s.
we get a green collared for like a second.
Ah, yeah. It also looks like a breastplate. But
Well, that's how they're doing it. It's not like a dog collar situation. It's like bracelets, long like Wonder Woman bracer bracelets, and a large
Shoulder. It's more of a harness.
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Like Mike Myers on this.
In fairness, that does seem much harder to get out of.
It's not. It's hard to get out of just the collar by itself. The way the magic system works, you don't really need to dress it up.
I know, but like a physicality to it. Like, I mean, they're real people with like, would it be as intimidating if there's just like this slim like linked chain around their neck?
Joe, make sure you have a lot of clips of Mike Myers in the harness from this, and I'll queued up for when we watch this season.
Okay.
I'll be honest. Like the lack of pain.
Will the domination band be a cut piece?
It'll be a cock ring, you idiots. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point, Tom.
Well,
Good
wait,
point.
the whole thing. Why couldn't it be all of it?
Is the bloody
Why
world
couldn't it be
badge
all?
just around the corner from the brown eye of the world?
Oh, is that what the guys come out of?
And then Taffy said, "Have fun. I'll be back later."
Oh.
She can't answer all the questions.
All right.
Imagine trying to sleep in that. Don't they hang it on a peg on the wall? They don't have to sleep.
Well,
in it.
not that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one. Well, you know, there's like a dressing dummy in the corner instead of a peg.
She also appears to be in some kind of well.
She's some kind of well or something.
I mean, look at the lighting.
It's
How
definitely
does
fun.
one change one's clothing?
That's the point.
Dana, they can take them off.
Yeah.
It's in the book.
Very carefully.
Joe, that's the thing is if you don't take the collar doesn't come off.
Yeah, they don't take the collar off them. Are you crazy?
Oh yeah, they just took the thing. Oh yeah.
The bracelet that goes with it.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, the face, yeah. So
Yeah,
again,
I always
corrected.
wondered if if they hang that bracelet on the wall, like it's attached to the collar. Like, how long is that leash? It's got to be a good 6-7 feet.
yeah, I think
Seems
so.
like a lot. Or is it retractable?
This is Iris Bear responding to my stupidity, so I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay. But
And to Dana. Yeah.
it's still a very, very valid question from Dana though, of how the fuck do you change clothes?
That's pretty cool Shan Chan armor. I wonder if that's. It looks more like monster like or like Trolloc or, you know, Shadow Spawn, like
It's
in the
not-
face mask. Instead of
Yeah,
like
not-
insect, it looks like teeth and like it's meant to be like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
very
think that's
random.
Yeah.
it's not very buggy. It looks like what people would wear in a Purge movie.
Fair.
It kind of reminds me of the old cover art from Daryl K. Sweet,
The armor's buggy.
where like the Trollocs were just dudes in like hats at the beginning. Like he didn't make
Oh.
them monsters at the beginning. Remember?
Well, I mean, if the art department's going by the book covers, then we'll go with them.
No, where is Nicolas Cage? That's all I'd like to know. I mean, I know, like that was why. By the way, why the fuck did they ever let that go past the?
You know, if they offered
What were
Nicolas
they
Cage a part in the show, he would take it in a heartbeat.
You're
Do you,
goddamn
think,
right.
do you think Robert Jordan was too nice? Do you think he got this artwork that Daryl K. Sweet had been working on for like 6 months and went, yeah, but all right, yeah, whatever. It's the back. It's the back of the cover. It's fine.
I wonder.
You know?
It makes me wonder if
That's
he
fine.
cared.
Well, I think
I don't
that that's the right. But I think there actually is some
Or
facts. What
maybe when he
happened?
finished. Yeah.
It was commissioned like before some of the editing had been done. That's why there's extra characters on there. But
Yeah.
the real question is why they never pivoted from that. 'Cause obviously, there's a time difference. But you know, good enough, man. It worked.
They're still talking about how to get undressed, but while Holocaust said slowly, and Beach said only off the shoulder dresses allowed.
It's just like a baby shirt with that splits in half at the shoulder.
What would you do
Right down.
Iris Kerr said, I doubt they even checked the author back then. I don't get that impression from Harriet, and it seems like she was pretty on top of everything.
Do you think
they were pretty,
do you think they dress the dominated adult versions of baby clothes that split at the top so they can pull it off in case they have a blowout?
Another demonic shatter self.
It makes a lot of sense. I bet a lot of them shit themselves when they're getting like tortured.
Wide Man White said Nick Cage as the golem. I don't mind that at all.
I think that's an interesting thought, though, Tom. Right? Can you imagine, like you're being like there's explosions of pain in your head? Why wouldn't you just shit yourself?
Yeah. Who would be the best character for Nicolas Cage to play? Oh, he'd be great.
I like that. Nick Cage as the golem is good, but
what about all of them?
Do you want Luce Theron, really?
Yeah, I want Nicolas Cage's voice inside Rand's head for like 3 seasons.
But they already cast Luce Theron, so we can't.
Ruin.
I guess we can.
Really, we can recast anything we want. They already cast Matt too.
That's true. Get rid of him.
Get rid of Susan.
Drunk Dane Bonehold. Oh, sorry, he said Bornhold. Is it his real name?
So I forget how much time we spent on the idea that like every pain that a Soldan feels is the main, because like obviously my mind goes to smart places like menstrual cramps, that kind of thing. But like, if you've got like a bad shit and you kind of tear your ass a little bit, does that kind of double through? Because that'd be a hellish experience. Like if you get someone with a Crohn's disease who's your leash holder, like you're gonna have not a great time.
Seems like
That's insane.
Boring thing to drill down on.
It's so refreshing having you back, Tom. Thank you.
Why don't we? Let's really dig into what it would be like if the leash holder had a hangnail, and we'll do 30 on that.
Good night. Let's watch the Dark Rent Social real quick.
Oh, Tom, you're gonna love this.
I'm already mad about the table. Oh, it's at a house.
Well, yeah. Where do you have parties?
Wait, is that a star-shaped house?
6-pointed star. For all the ages and Isida and Ashaz.
This lunatic. A little hip.
Yeah. I love Tom just being like, who's this lunatic? Oh, the kid?
I don't really know what to make of this.
Probably the best thing you said all day. The production value does look much better than season 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah. That's right.
Does it?
All right, now it's time for some upskirt stuff, which is a weird thing to have a child doing it.
What is this? What is this fucking kid?
I'm just going to keep laughing at every comment Tom has. I have no comments for myself.
Sooner or later it will be so. In this age or another. Excuse me. We're in the middle of a meeting. A quite important one, really. Oh, let me guess. There's something outside.
It's very, yeah. Joe, this isn't going to get us banned on the thing of YouTube.
No, we're talking over it. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, are we?
Do we have to talk over it constantly?
Yeah. Well,
no, I don't. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. All right.
Listen, we don't care. Do we?
Father of lies, betrayer of hope, forsaken.
I
Why they call me and the other chosen such heroes? Because if they called me what I really am, no one would be afraid.
We're in a quite important one, really.
After all, how do you prove you're not a monster? How do you prove that the things you do
This
are
you're gonna love the
right or wrong?
finale here, Tom.
Look at this creature.
I couldn't tell if that was you or Tom or saying, "Look at this creature" or not.
Something between. What if he isn't evil? What if he isn't wrong? What if he's just hungry?
Is it weird there's so many crickets there wherever this Dark Friend Social is? That's
That's
all
actually quite normal. Look how humid and foggy it is outside there.
I look like
Needs the closed captions on. You know what, Noman Garden? Next time I will do that. Oh, actually, I mean, there probably won't. Well, there will be a next time because we'll have.
Probably won't be a next time.
We'll have low gain to look at next week.
Yeah. Tom?
I hate
so
everything about this.
Trollocs love a good belly rub.
Yeah.
Thank you, Waller. Man, what?
So we covered parts of this. Was it last week?
I was with Taffy. When Taffy.
Yeah, with Daffy. So 2 weeks ago.
This is so bad.
Hold on. We're not done. We're not done yet.
No, that's it. That's it.
No, isn't there the Peyton Fane thing?
Oh, you know, wait. No, that was on his way. That was on our way out. We probably took
Yeah, I
Oh.
saw that.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed it. But I think
God, it's really dark. Other people that know what they're doing have like light. That was it right there. Peyton Finn takes off his hood. Oh gosh, it's so dark.
yeah,
Wow. At any rate, yeah, Patton
deal.
Fane is there and takes his hood off, which is what Jono was trying to call out.
and it gets him his Peyton Fane.
Are they implying that he's a Forsaken?
No, that he's a Dark Friend. This
I
is the
know
thing.
that he's a Dark Friend social. Period.
Are they?
He's obviously taking on a different role in the show, so like it kind
Yeah,
of.
I'll say.
Yeah.
He's sitting at a table with Ishmael. If
So
not
remember,
equal footing,
technically-
equal footing with the rest of the people at the table. It's fucking ridiculous.
So technically, there's no reason to think that Peyton Fane wouldn't have been invited to the Dark Friend Social at the beginning of book 2 because they don't know that he is, because they go through all the pains to rescue him. Like again, he clearly wasn't there that we've ever seen, but there's no reason not to assume he wouldn't be an invitee. On the other hand, he's not. So, whoops, gonna bury the lead there.
Status.
She
His
must be an
status is
ancestor of Ace Ventura.
disturbing.
And we finally get to see Narg. Is that Narg Beach?
Yes, 100%.
It's kind of the only thing that makes sense. Actually, none of that made sense.
I mean, so I don't know. Tom,
All right.
thoughts?
I mean, I already told you my thoughts.
She's actually trying.
gotta-
So she's trying to talk to her mom, and at least I think that like since she doesn't respond, maybe it's not that weird, or they're not like sitting at equals with Ishmael. Like, you know, they may be frozen in air or restricted in some way and getting downloaded information the same way they were in the books. Like, there's all kinds of like unspoken things there. And that
Possibilities.
Patton Fane is like above them in that circle.
It's so I think that the only thing, and I probably said this before, but I was drunk and forgot. I don't
Yeah.
hate rearranging this scene to a certain extent, but it's an iconic scene that's extremely like, no, I'm yelling at just you because Tom had to fuck off for a minute. But
That's
like,
fine. Yeah.
I it's such an iconic scene. Like everyone knows it, whether or not you like the terminology of the Dark Friend Social or not. I'm on the fence about it. Everyone knows that fucking beginning of book 2. Everyone, you spend, if you read the books, kind of, like waiting for shit. You spend a lot of time thinking about who could be this Aes Sedai, who could be this Lord, who could be this person, right? There's so many flashes of like as you see it through Jake and Carradine's eyes, so many like flashes of like, like purple, like welcome to like, thank you, no, like, it's perfect for theory creating, right? Theorizing as it already exists. Here, though, it's just not quite as
so
interesting.
Well, one thing is that there could be more there. Like, so like that, he could get up and go into another, like that could be one of the points of the diamond. He could get up and go to another room and do the same thing with a bunch of other dark friends. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there might be more to that scene. Maybe there's not, but like there might be more that shows that it's more like the book, in terms of, what we've come to know and love, I guess. I don't know.
I'm still fascinated by the entire location, right? Like, it's at someone's house, presumably a nice house, but Trollocs are running up to it. So, like, what the fuck's going on there? Is it near the Blight, or is this just a strange?
No, I mean, those are probably Padden Fane's Trollocs that, like, go off and run off and have fun later,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Ayush said it doesn't feel threatening is the issue, I feel. And I kind of agree with that. Like, in the Dark Friends social in the books, like, you get this impression that they're, one, terrified that anybody would figure out who they were in real life. Like, so only having a hood to, like, your waist or something and just revealing who you were to the bottom of the table while a little girl crawls around seems a good way to do it on TV, but also very, antithetical to the books, So, like, it's
also,
very...
And also don't stand up when the meeting's over. Everyone just sits there.
Everyone just slides backwards from their chairs.
I don't need the viewpoint of the kid if you just want to have people walking around and give me visual clues. Like, I don't understand why the kid needs to be there. We need to see it through her eyes. I assume like she's also a clue, and we're gonna find out who Dark Friends are. It'd be more interesting if they were like almost if like they were the Cylons, and we're just like, I wonder who the Dark Friends are. And there's a very limited number, and like, I can't wait to find out who it is. But that's not what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is just more change for the sake of, like, for no reason, really.
I don't know if it's for no reason. I think it's to convey visually what they conveyed very quickly with words in the book. It's hard to do that in the show.
Yeah, it's definitely for a reason you can justify to yourself if you try hard enough to do it. For sure.
Yes.
But I don't think it's for an actual reason.
Fair point.
So fair point. A very valid point. Like the weird dispelling of tension by first you have these fucking Trollocs coming. And it's, look, for people who have kids, which would be these dumb shits and not this guy. Maybe you're concerned about like the uncle issue. Fuck off.
Are we supposed to be worried about this girl because he's
evil? That's kind of where I'm going.
I mean, I was when I first watched it. I was like waiting for him to be like, "Here you go," and like throw her at the Trollocs. That'd be great. It just doesn't happen. You're like, "Oh, okay. I'm not threatened anymore."
That would make it so much creepier though if it's just kind of like, "Hey, touch him." By the way, and like it just hands her to the Trollocs to be like either eaten or raped, and that would make like, oh, he's really fucking evil and dark. Like, that would be a fascinatingly disturbing turn. Not what happened.
It makes it seem like there's way less Dark Friends in the world. It's not threatening. It doesn't make him seem scary to the other Dark Friends that are there. Like, it's just
yeah. Again, at least in this vignette we see. Who knows what else is going on?
Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, like I don't remember the length of time of all the cold opens from the beginning for the first season. I'm sure they vary in length, but like the one where Rand's mommy is fighting a bunch of people, like on Dragonmount, is quite long. It's a long, so maybe there's more to that scene that we're not seeing. So I mean, like, who knows? Maybe we'll see a little bit more, and it gets across that threatening moment that Ayush is looking for, and it gets across.
I guess
there's more Dark Friends in other rooms that he's talking to at different times. And maybe even explains why they're wearing robes that are only halfway up their bodies.
I mean, in the book, the viewpoint of the character, you can tell he's a big deal in the world and a big swingy dick and really impressed with himself and not scared of shit. And he leaves here terrified of fucking every single thing that's ever happened. And instead, our entry point into this is a little girl. And
same thing. Yeah.
Poor CGI Trolloc bashing into a wall and then standing there to get petted, I guess. And I guess are we supposed to be afraid because of Ishmael because the Trollocs just stand there for him? It would be better if they were I don't. Fuck it, man. As we were watching that, I was like,
full robes, Numbing Garden.
As we were watching that, I was just like, man, I'm not even gonna pretend to watch second season, but I'll watch it.
You're gonna, yeah. I can't wait to like, put in some obvious clues of whether you did or didn't watch it and get the quick negative, like, oh, I didn't.
You'll never figure out whether I watched it.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, all right. Okay.
If I rage watch, like if I'm like busy and tired, I'm like, oh, I gotta fit in an hour of this bullshit. I'm watching it. I'm gonna be so fucking mad by the time it's done. In order to watch it and not come away pissed off, like I need free time, and I don't have that right now.
Oh, wow, what happened?
It's gonna be sweet.
You forgot to pull her out.
Maybe we'll get a version of your opinion that's like even more honest because you barely have any free time and you're spending it watching The Wheel of Time.
I just assumed I was old enough where I couldn't have kids anymore. I was like, yeah, sure, let's try.
I mean, it's fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine. All right, so we have posters and interview questions or answers rather to discuss. But I mean, the posters are quick. We could just like look at them real quick and be like, "Hey, look at that posters."
Interviews with who?
Posting in our chat.
Hmm.
Who's the who are the interviews
posters?
with?
That's not
Those are
line.
That's all the video content we have. So
there's Tom. Yeah, that's all the video content we have. I mean, there is another trailer, but I didn't pull it up because everyone's.
Is it basically the same thing?
No, there's more to it, but not by much. Yeah, it's longer. It's like those scenes, but longer. Like little flashes that you get in that trailer. It's just a little longer.
I mean, you don't have to go out of your way to pull it up for me because I don't care.
Don't worry, he didn't.
Exactly, and I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, so here's this one right here. That's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I super enjoy a character that's not in the books being prominently featured.
What? Oh, so mad.
Because when you
grumpy Toppy Bear.
Because when you cast her as Moraine, you put her in the show no matter what. That's the quote I hate more than any quote I've ever read in my entire life.
That is true. That one does feel like...
Oh, I mean, she's in book 3-ish.
Literally said they're creating scenes for her since they cast her as Moraine.
Well, she's got to figure out what to do with being gentled and or shielded and tied off in the end of season 1, which was invented for the show. Yeah. So, I mean, they've got a lot of things to work with in season 2.
I forgot about that.
There's Randa and Celine
90.
/
I mean, 90. Why did I say 90? Yeah, Celine.
I love that.
Yeah,
love it.
Looks awesome.
Fantastic. I like his hair. I think it looks good.
Yeah, me too.
Is that ice around them?
No, it's like mountains and stuff in the background. Yeah, it's just shown in a weird way. Okay. Is it an ice igloo?
That's exactly
Aaron and Avienta.
That tracks. Why would they be together? What this is out in a week.
10 days.
Yeah, close. Yeah, almost.
I hope the two of them are best friends by the end of the season.
Tom, you're gonna love this.
I'm gonna love one.
What my impression of the snips that we've seen and the fact that they are together a lot indicates to me that she is the Aiel that Perrin saves from the cage and kills White Cloaks with, which means Gaul is not in the show.
I won't watch it again. I'm serious. That'll be it.
I'm pretty sure that's happening, buddy. Just so you know.
That will be it.
Well, hopefully that's like episode 6 or 7, so you get at least a few.
Oh my God.
Maybe we get halfway through this season before Tom's like, I'm out.
I'm gonna be one of those cranks that sends a written letter to Amazon every day with like cutout pictures and stuff.
How dare you? It's just intricate cuts of letters from many different articles.
I'm working somewhere right now where
like he's not using headlines. He's using like lines from
But I'm working somewhere in it. 3 times a week, this guy cuts out like crazy stuff from newspapers and magazines and kind of makes a border and tapes around the sides. And then he does a handwritten letter in the middle telling everyone how they're sinners and they're going to die. And it's like very long. And then somewhere toward the end, every time, this is earlier during the NBA finals, he also put his prediction for the finals. Anyway,
I mean, I'm laughing, but that's kind of serious sounding.
No,
Number one. Number 2, is this person getting mental help or what's going on?
it's a large corporation I'm at, and we have just a bucket. We just call it the crank bucket. Whenever the crank mail comes in,
I've got one of those.
I can't wait. Let me read that. And
The crank bucket.
Yeah, that's what they call my wife in high school.
It's like the best 15 minutes of my day every day. There's like at least 3 or 4 every day. Just some
Wow.
Did he get the prediction right for the finals?
I don't remember who he was picking.
So here's Matt Coffin and Min Farshaw.
Love that too.
I know, it's awesome. She looks great. They're clearly dressing him exactly like he was in season 1, so they can, blend our brains with Barney Harris. But I don't mind that. It's fine.
A leather jacket that's got the tits cut out.
I've seen one of those before. Where have I seen that before?
It's not a jacket. I don't know if you would call it a jacket. It's more like sleeves.
Like a Black Canary style outfit, or
Okay.
what am I thinking of?
Men against Gaul Avienda. Joel Stacy also asked if he was accurate, Tom. You have to look back now. Everyone wants to know about his predictions.
I don't like Matt's facial hair.
I mean, again, I think he's kind of trying to mimic Barney in the beginning. I mean, hopefully he changes very quickly and starts doing his own thing after like 1 or 2 episodes. But like, hopefully it's he gets to be his own version of the character very quickly. But I get why they're like, let's try to match you as closely to Barney as humanly possible for these first few. But I mean, who knows? No one will notice. Egwene, and guess who that is? Elaine Tricant.
Elaine Tricant.
I mean,
I'm all right with
great.
that.
I like the novice uniforms. I like the little cloaks with the, I don't know, space cut out.
Yeah,
I think visually, I always think everything looks great. It's cool, and even if it's different, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like, that's interesting to me. Stop changing the goddamn story.
If you know,
stop changing the goddamn story, and you're doing a good job on it. Stop aggressively changing the goddamn story.
How do we? Me and my wife, I think we were just talking about me coming back on the show, and also like recently rewatching Harry Potter, and I'm like, they did this beat for beat, and everybody on the goddamn planet's read those books, and none of the directors came out. I'm like, well, we changed a lot because we wanted to surprise the audience.
We talked about this when I was at your
or
house.
they wanted we changed a lot because we didn't think that J.K. Rowling wrote a great book. We wanted to mix it up a little bit.
Min Shrug reminds me of the novice cloak shoulder thingy. I mean,
as soon as we saw that makes some sense. But does it make
Moraine's
sense?
Valeros.
Wait, is it? I'm assuming that is called a shrug.
Well, the thing Min is wearing, I think, is more what you would call a shrug.
Everyone keeps writing shrug, and I'm just like, wasn't that a
like I was supposed to know that article of clothing? I'm sorry. It's chaps for your shoulders. I got it.
Titless chaps.
Yeah, titless chaps.
That makes sense.
Yeah, titless chaps.
I don't know why
assless paired with Leandrin, which I sort of love. But sorry, Tom, go ahead.
I don't know why assless chaps sounds so like accurate. I know exactly what that means. And you say titless chaps, and in my head, I'm like, what happened to her tits?
Hope everything's okay.
Wait a minute. Where is it?
I don't know where that mental disconnect is. So it's weird the quote unquote threads, I guess, are white for the good people and yellow orange for
no. So they're doing more. And the other trailer does show a little bit of this, Tom, but like
is it based on your
Rand, for instance, is traveling, or no, he's using fire. So like it's like red and fiery, but there's also black traveling around it. They've done more with the weaves visually this time around.
Okay,
to make them look a little more interesting.
Yeah, so that could be she's weaving spirit versus air or fire. I don't know.
I'm into that too. I want to see a lot of how things look. I think it's very interesting. I just don't want to see how they decided to run the show.
Just watch it on mute. Pay no attention to the story and just be like, that looks beautiful.
I mean, it looks fantastic. The acting is great. The actors look great. The writing is good. The costumes are awesome. All of it's fantastic. The choices that were made, like, I don't know who's making them. They're terrible.
Joel, is that Jupiter? Is it? I don't know.
That's a good question. Yeah. Little did you know, this is becoming...
It does sort of look like Jupiter. It's actually, the background of the posters is pretty cool, actually. It looks like collage cut.
It does have the fucking rings.
You know.
Go back to that picture, though, please. Because there is the question of whether or not, and maybe we just don't see it, the 7 colored fringe. I think is what.
Oh no, yeah, they've shown other photographs. I do have some of those off to the side, but I don't have. He's talking about the accepted versus novice, but she has like on her cuff, Jono.
Okay.
She has like colors. Okay. You can almost make it out there, or maybe she's still, novice for 5 seconds in this. I don't know. But they do have photos of her with like her arm clearly out from behind the cloak, and it's got colors at the end of her wrist.
Gotcha. All right.
So I mean, and that looks pretty cool. It's kind of reminiscent of the way the Mirlin's stole was like sewn into her clothing, kind of thing. It looks less like, I don't know. Well, it's not. It looks good. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, it's clearly a distinction between accepted and novice, and it looks fine. And then we got Ishmael and Lady Soroth. I believe. I don't know, man. I actually really like the Shan Chan's costumes. I think they're crazy and ornate and make no sense whatsoever in terms of practicality, which is exactly what I imagine them dressing like. So,
yeah, if anything, it should look completely alien to like what the people are wearing over on this land. So it's working.
I don't have a problem with it, but it just looks like he's looking at her, being like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
It looks like he's wearing an apron.
He's like, "You look ridiculous in that getup."
He does look like he's looking at that hat, just like, "Excuse me."
What the fuck is this? They should definitely have put them on different sides of the poster so they're looking away from each other, because that looks very funny.
That's why I lost. Like, I don't like the claws. Like, looks like Wolverine lost a couple knuckles, but other than that, he's fine.
This would actually be a fantastic outfit for Lady Deathstrike in a Wolverine movie.
Yeah, there you go.
But again, I think it's at the very least it's fucking vivid imagery, right?
Although X-Men, if you guys didn't know that. These are cut production stills from the one with the Loyal's feet. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, like, so you said I love the Shan Chan costumes. They're very close to the books, to be honest. I mean, like, yeah, they're close to the books in the sense of that they are, I don't know, alien, like Tom was saying, and weird and look different looking. But I don't know if they're like nailing the insect look, but that maybe they were like, that's stupid. Let's go with something else.
Joe, do you remember those toys from the 80s, the Insectars or something like that?
Is there a toy from the 80s? I don't remember, but yes, yeah, I do.
That's what I always picture a little bit when I think of the show. Like,
oh, okay. Like didn't they have holograms on their chests? I don't remember. All right.
I don't think so.
All right, boys. I'm probably combining things in my head.
Do we have interviews? Is that what's next?
I still have like 20 minutes. I'll have one more drink. I'm gonna have to get up.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, you can put a Taffy song on so I can go get a beer.
Do we want to put a Taffy song on?
Well,
Taffy break?
I have
Taffy break, everybody?
Texted my wife twice for a fucking beer. She hasn't responded. Fuck is this?
All right, but you only have 3 minutes.
Jesus, that's time enough to jerk off.
I mean, I was just gonna walk away, so if I'm a minute late, that's still better than what it's gonna be.
Hey, John.
I just still like. I actually paused about 15 seconds to watch the game, saying like butter and pot, and just then I came back and just sat there, just laughing my ass off.
I mean, she's fantastic. If you don't know or didn't read the banners that I hastily scrolled across the bottom there, Taffy Bennington makes her amazing introduction to the podcast / YouTube channel, I guess.
And she can be found where?
She makes amazing songs, and they can be on. They are on Anarchy 101, and her link to that stuff is below in the description. Also, the link to this interview that I'm about to pull answers from is also below. If you want to watch the full interview, I suggest you do so. There's a lot of interviews with the cast out there right now, and I definitely paraphrased some of their answers to get it down into a screen we can look at, but also there was a lot more questions to be heard and listened to their answers and stuff. So I mean,
it's reliable.
No, that's fine.
Not if you do it again.
Anyway, link to the full interview is below, so I highly suggest going to watch it.
Thanks, Tom, for that dumb laugh.
Joe, do you actually highly suggest going to watch it? You just keep saying that for just the heck.
No, yeah, it was a good interview. I liked it. That's what I'm saying.
It sounded a little disingenuous.
Comb the eyebrows. Comb the eyebrows should be what you call trimming your pubes, right? Like above the whispering eye.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah.
We just rocked role models the other night. The love gun is his dick.
The love gun is his dick. Are you white, Tom?
You're Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Yeah.
I watch that movie like once every 4 years, and every time we do that part where he just blows up at Starbucks about how fucking stupid everything is. Like Linda turns to me every time. She's like, "Man, that's you."
You're Paul Rudd.
Tall means large. Grande means large. Venti means 20. Congratulations, you're dumb in 3 languages.
Anyway, this is from Rotten Tomatoes, this interview. So if you want to watch it, links below. What is the quality she loses in... Oh, she's talking to Rosamund Pike, Moraine. What is the quality she loses in when the one power is taken away, and what is the quality she gains by having to forge forward without that power?
Joe, did you select this question to enrage me?
Yeah. Yes, I did. So Rosamund said she loses her ability to be in control. She gives up a great degree of how in control she feels, how secure she feels. It's security and confidence. So we see a far less confident Moraine, which is unfamiliar territory for the character. But we see resilience. We see her ability. I'm really bad at typing quickly. Her ability to play chess and be 16 moves ahead of everyone. We see her smarts and intelligence.
What the fuck? Do they combine with Swan?
I mean, these are all qualities that Moraine definitely doesn't have when she has the power, for sure.
But this is what Swan Sanch does in book 5? After she's spoiler. I don't know if we've done a spoiler banner. But after she loses her ability to channel, it's weird.
No, I agree.
Moraine lacking confidence if she can't channel is not that character.
I don't think it's lacking complete confidence. I think it's more like lacking. I mean, if Moraine was, if the one power was taken from her, she would react very similar to a Swan. So maybe they're truncating that storyline later, Jono. So maybe you're right. Maybe that has correlations into what's going to happen to Swan. Which, I mean, I don't agree or disagree with that at all. But this is pretty accurate to her character, I think. You don't think so?
No, I'm fine with it. I think that I think that if this were to have happened, right, and we see her instead, she's still supremely confident going from at the time here as a channeler to way down here afterwards. She's still supremely confident after she's rescued from the Tower of Genji. But again, to Tom's point, this isn't this character, right? It's a weird choice to make this happen. And I'm glad to watch Tom's face of just, you trying to make me fucking infuriated?
Well, actually, I mean, John, Jono said to Tom's point, but also to Jono's point, when he said the Swan storyline, so are we going to see the storyline twice, or is Swan not going to be stilled and this will play out for her? Or are we going to see it play out for both of them?
Maybe she dies instead of getting stilled. I don't know.
Great.
But then she comes back afterwards, after the Tower of Genji.
Wait a minute.
I don't know.
You know what, Jono? You know what I just realized?
What?
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever put this together, or is this why we made the joke in the first place?
I don't know.
It has to be why we made the joke in the first place. Gareth Briney, then? Is that why we made it that joke? All right. I was like, hold on a second.
I love that your mind's of Gareth Briney now.
Gareth Briney then.
Hold on a second.
I'm not sure where that came from, Tom. I think it was before the show.
It was before the show.
Oh, no.
It was before the show,
one.
and then they cast
it was season 1, and we were like, who should play Gareth Bryne? And then we joked about it. Connected to the Ace Ventura thing. 2 idea.
Okay.
I hate the heroes have to lose their powers trope. Wildman.
Oh my God.
I can't agree more. Tom and I will rant about this like lunatics for 5 minutes.
Have you read Brandon Sanderson?
If I get an issue of a comic book where somebody loses their powers, I just throw it in the trash.
Or a movie. Every superhero movie where they're like, "Oh, I'm depowered for X amount of time," you're like, "Fuck."
I wonder if they'll get it back. And I'm like, I didn't come to this movie to watch this guy be another person.
I wonder if they'll get it back.
I don't know. Maybe it's the worst.
But it does.
They're literally doing that with Moraine this season. This whole season is going to Moraine doesn't have her adamantium claws or her healing abilities. You know,
it happens to Rand. When Rand is all of a sudden nauseous every time he channels, he stops. Channeling. Really, he has all.
Maybe they're setting a precedent for Suwan later. I mean, it is not insane.
Yeah, that would be great
to have them show it happen to Moraine first, and then like her,
strong, and then Swan loses, and she's strong, and it's
well, she's not stilled. She's just like blocked and tied off or whatever. Like, so it's not. It is a different thing to come later.
Yes, but it does turn out that nobody actually needs their powers to be strong. Fantastic. Glad we found that out.
Except for women.
Although if it is just a shield and Swan unties it, then Swan gets actually stilled. I mean, I think it makes it. I think Rand will be the one to untie the shield.
Interesting,
because it was Ishmael that made it, and I'm like, that's a huge theory. It's coming, that's just my impression. I feel like it's going to be Rand that's like, here's your power back at the end of season.
I haven't thought about this show in a year, and I forgot that happened to her at the end of season 1. I think we were just looking at all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, good. I'll watch season 2, and then we're doing this, and I'm just like, I hate this fucking shit.
Hey, Joe, I think you may be wrong because I'm not sure if there's going to be that male-female divide quite like that, where Rand will be able to see
Yeah, sure. But I mean, they are expanding. So this is Rand's or Yosha's same question. It was kind of like, what's a quality that they have in season 1 and they carry through into season 2. In many ways, he's the same. In many ways, he's not. And in some ways, he's always trying to run from the 2 rivers, but also run back to it. Basically, Rand's conflicted. Then at the same time, there's this thing that's so much more important than that, but he needs to live or at least try to live a new life by himself. What he's trying to say that I horribly paraphrased was...
Why did you put that quote in?
That's his answer to the question, buddy.
I know.
But he basically goes... There's a chunk in the middle where he talks about them like having this kinship in the 2 rivers, like they're... having the same, going to each other's birthday parties and kind of in Beltane and that kind of stuff. Like they've spent so much time together and they're all trying to get back to this place, but it's something that Rand needs to like move past. So that's what he's trying to say, that I horribly fucking truncated for this.
No, I love the truncation. But
I mean, is that right either though? Rand would go back in a heartbeat. He can't.
Yeah. Yeah, so
I mean, that's the point. He wants to, but he can't. Yeah, so he's simultaneously running away from it, but he's wanting to go back, and he just can't do it.
I mean, he wants to, but he can't. Right? That is exactly how Rand feels, and hence why he has such sorrow and neglect, and obviously,
Yeah, he doesn't want to live a new life by himself. He feels like he has to because he's going to kill everybody if he stays around.
Yeah, which is normal.
Yeah, that's kind of what he's alluding to. His
Right.
him needing to live on his own is I can't go back because if anyone that I'm close to will eventually get killed by me or murdered by me, kind of thing.
Tom's point earlier, I forget what happens at the very end. Does he admit that he is? Excuse you.
So Jono says horrible things and Joe says things horribly. That is correct. Let's hope that doesn't play out too much in the rest of these stills.
But I forget at the end. Does he admit he's the Dragon Reborn, and therefore that the other thing that's also very important besides not killing his family and friends is saving the world, or is he just 100%? I'm a false dragon. I gotta get the fuck away, and not false dragon, but I'm a male child.
He made it seem like his answer was referring to the fact that he's the Dragon Reborn, but specifically a male channeler, and all male channelers are destined to murder everyone around them.
He did it again. I think they look great together. I'm kind of on Lanfear's side. I want them to get together.
Yeah. I agree completely, and everything that she does with him in this season, I'm probably going to be like, keep doing that. I like that.
You think there's going to be like you're talking about like ass play, right?
Yeah, I think she's going to be in season 2. It seems to me like she's kind of replacing Lan as the guiding force and making him become more like the dragon. Not teaching him this, because he's not going to be with Lan learning the sword at Fall Dara. You know what I mean? He's not going to be walking across with what's a cat crosses the courtyard, kind of thing to go meet the Amirlan. I think this is going to be more like he spends some time with Selene and then she gives him that confidence and changes who he is, sort of maybe I'm stretching there, but that's kind of the impression I'm getting from the trailers and the scenes we've seen. Anyway,
this looks like a quote from Wayne's World.
I ruined it. It's okay. This is Gwyn answering kind of the same question. I think the one thing I wanted Gwyn to carry from season 1 was being a novice of the world, ever the eager learner, always has an open mind, and that is something I found very integral to her character. Something I learned from her was her resilience, weirdly mirroring Rosamund Pike's answer, even though she's insecure and having an identity crisis.
I like this one the most so far.
Yeah, I actually agree.
It shows more of an understanding of the character if you've only read the first 3 books, which is fun.
Yeah, well, that would be very helpful for him to learn.
I didn't expect her to read 14 books.
No, but I think that's exactly right. Eager learner, open mind. Well, for the most part, yeah. But again, she's a novice of the world and wants to just learn everything. I think is actually pretty fucking spot on. So good for Gwyn.
Yeah. Or or Madeline's understanding of the character, at least.
Yeah. Continues to be my favorite of the cast.
They go a little more into her answer later on in the interview. So again, watch the actual interview. But the identity crisis thing she's referring to is her feeling jealous of Nynaeve, accelerating through the tower and stuff. Yeah. So that's what she's kind of referring to there.
That's actually interesting.
Yeah.
They don't. I feel like they don't touch on that enough in the book. Maybe.
It kind of gives more realism and weight to Egwene and the way she's acting in those early books. When you're when you can, it's very easy to hate her character in those early books. When she starts fighting with Nynaeve a lot, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. So
I guess that was never really chalked up to jealousy as much as it was just I'm a grown up now. You stop bossing me.
Because in the books it comes off as that very much so.
Yeah,
I'm a grown up now. Stop it. But her, and then she does speak to this point, the identity crisis thing, very specifically later on in the interview, and she's basically discussing that fact that she's trying so hard and pouring everything she can into it, being a learner and an open-minded individual and eager to learn kind of thing, and then Nynaeve is rapidly accelerating to accept it, and she's like, what the fuck, who am I supposed to be, that kind of thing. And it's an interesting perspective. I hadn't thought of it that way. I guess again the books give it a very easy way of feeling about her in that time period. And it's like, you're a kid, stop being childish and grow the fuck up, kind of thing. And it's easy to dismiss her feelings, but this makes it more legitimate, sort of, I think.
Yeah, I guess even though I'm doing a reread right now, again, very slowly, I had always assumed part of that was really just like their friction was more based on their cycles syncing up and them just being catty bitches. So
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's subtext, but it's there.
Weird accent for Egwene briefly.
Oh, all right. So here's Nynaeve's answer, or to the question. What's been wonderful is her vulnerability. She's very assertive and strong in her convictions, but she's also just like jelly underneath, and she cares so much for the people she loves and would do absolutely anything for them. It's been fun to play with this stone-faced character and also delve deep into her heart.
So she's talking about
I like that a lot too.
Yeah. It seems to me that, like, from this interview and others that I've watched, like they have a really good. The actors seem to have a very strong understanding of like the characters they're trying to portray. It's just hopefully the show allows them to show that. You know what I mean?
Also,
like,
it almost bums me out more.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Like they get
kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, kind of what I'm saying. Like they seem to have a very strong understanding of like what their characters are and who they need to be at any given moment in the show. It's just like it's the show allowing them to, or giving them the space to, portray that properly.
I would be on 100% on board, Joe, with that sentiment if you would have showed this quote from Nynaeve, then the previous one from McQueen, and the previous one from Anne, and then the one from Rosamund Pike just said, "I'm not even supposed to be in this."
What?
I'm not even supposed to be. I'm not even supposed to be in work today.
They're like, "What do you think about the character's journey in season 2?" I'm like, I don't know. They just fucking made it up.
So
let's find out.
I really wanted you to put a fake interview. Like, it'd be so funny if you just put like a fake interview.
I really should have. I didn't, and I really should have.
Because watching Tom's face, if he'd read like a fake thing from Land about look, my journey to become whatever this character, and like Tom just, you could hear an audible turd hitting the ground below him.
Let's hope this doesn't turn into The Witcher. I wouldn't know, Ayush. I don't watch it.
Oh, The Witcher was so great for the first 2 seasons. I have not.
Well,
finished.
I mean, you haven't finished season 3, right?
I have not yet.
There's still hope, Jono.
This will be much worse. Season 1 is as close to the book as it's ever going to get. This will be much, much worse.
All right, so this is back to Rosamund. Production-wise, what are some ways season 2, because she's producer as well, season 2 has improved or learned from season 1? So this is a long answer.
This is no.
All right, so she says, well, there's certainly some sets we dismantled that we wish we hadn't. I'm very proud of the way we've reimagined the channeling. We've set up a great avenue of collaboration between the VFX crew and the actors, and channeling will be much more tethered to the character.
Okay.
That's weaving the one power, and it will be specific to that character. I'm pleased for people to see it. It's a big departure from season 1, and I think that's a really cool. Like I wasn't even looking for individuality. I was just looking for separations of weaves, like fire, air, earth.
It looks a little. It looks more to me like the colors, and like go back to the previous slide,
please.
You're asking me for a lot of work here.
Or the one before that.
Oh, the question. Right. Yeah. Blue, fire. Yeah.
No, not fire. Like that's
blue water.
Road, first of all,
Rand's fire. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
But blue for Moraine, red for Leandrin, white for the novices. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing it based on power. I'm seeing it based on Aja and Station.
Those we've seen to be coming off of like Nynaeve and Egwene though, and like
but if you go back to their pictures, they're white.
That's true. All right, so Rand in the trailer that I didn't show you, Tom, was like channeling like this, like up at the air, and fire was like weaving out from it, but there was still black lace throughout it. So like there was still the taint like lace throughout his weaves. Also, his look a little more erratic. Like if you can see, like, and maybe that's just the fire aspect of it, but I feel like it's also the male half. I
can see that
they're trying to show.
Yeah, but all right. So his will look like fire with taint. Hers will be blue for Blue Aja. Landon's will be reddish orange. That's what I've seen in the picture.
Maybe, I don't know. I hope that the colors mean more what
five powers.
they're channeling versus like, and it's really more about like how they're moving their bodies that they're referring to with the individual people. I think it's going to be like, this person imagines doing a, like whatever weave this way, and they move their arms in a certain way, and it allows the VFX crew to like create the effects in a certain manner that's an individual to that character. But I think the colors and things refers to the five powers. Yeah.
Run through a mental catalog. Actually, they're all promotional images we're looking at too. That might just be changing the color just to match it.
Yeah.
Other than the two rivers, what is she talking about? Or is it just the two rivers?
Oh, for the dismantled sets?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's an excellent question. I don't know. I can't remotely imagine it's the White Tower because they know they need that set for all eternity. So like they're not dismantling the room that has the Emerald seat in it, for instance. You know what I mean? Like they're going to need that.
All right. So Two Rivers, White Tower, Faldara.
I hope they dismantled what's it?
Just Tarvalon itself.
Yeah, maybe part
that weird town where Matt was stealing off the dead body.
Yeah. I don't know. What would they be talking about?
Classic Matt stealing from a dead body.
Maybe they
Shatter Logoth, maybe?
All the clips?
Maybe.
Almost got Joe to spin his drink.
All the clips they're looking off of?
Yeah.
I was saying maybe to Shatter Logoth.
It could be Shatter Logoth.
You might take that apart and then realize, like, we might need this later.
Oh, shit, we need Shatter Logoth. But, I mean, you won't need it for a while, presumably.
Can you imagine taking it apart and then, like, somebody opens book 10 and they're like, fuck.
Should have read the whole series, huh? That's our fault.
They should have read the whole series. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, they should have.
Actually,
all right, so this is the second half of her answer. I'm also excited we get to explore the villains being verbal characters. With Trollocs, you don't have the mind games that we start to get in season 2. We just want to keep fabulous new characters coming in all the time to surprise people. We've realized that people love being on our show, and we can get really high caliber of actor to guest star.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. I'm fascinated by the high caliber actor to guest star because I actually don't want that at all.
Why not? You don't want like a random like one-off dark friend being played by like someone awesome and huge for like an episode or maybe 2, and then just like getting murdered and leaving. Like that'd be awesome.
Not really.
Like if Henry Cavill wants to be on the show for one episode,
Billy fucking Zane.
Yeah.
But Billy Zane is not a guest star.
Well, then why you forgot the fucking? You forgot the fucking Zane.
Yeah.
Listen to your friend Billy Zane.
But so again, other than a few noteworthy is Billy Zane, obviously Nicolas Cage, whatever the name of the guy who played, who is also in the intro, Winter Dragon. Those guys can be.
In Max Power.
Yeah. His name sounds.
How do you forget that name?
I can't get over that guy going to Hollywood and being like, I gotta change my name to like a real actor.
Sounds like you should do like gay porn or something. That's a great porn name.
His real name is like Bill Smith.
It's fucking Homer Simpson looking around the department store for a fake name, Tom.
You think he came up with it, or her his agent that he met at like the basement at Sears?
How about
like,
what is?
We're gonna call you
name?
Max.
It's not Max Power, is it? Am I fucking that up? I'm misremembering that.
Who cares?
Damn, I've missed Tom. Oh, thank you, brother Dan.
It's so accurate.
Brother Dan, Max Power.
My God.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Good. That was good, boys.
All right.
All right. So she's moved on to Lan era. So much of who Lan is tied to Moraine. So what is it like maintaining the push-pull of that in season 2 while also trying to figure out who he is as an individual?
It's Max Ryan.
Max Power is his name.
I guarantee you there's no fucking way that's that guy's name.
It's called Max Power.
His name might be like Ryan O'Hallahan, and he's like put up maximum run.
What's a maximally powerful way to convey Ryan O'Hallahan?
And he was so old. He named himself Max Ryan in like 1962. He's like, "This is gonna rocket the fan."
Yeah, on the holiday.
We built land. So Daniel Haney said we built a foundation with these two characters, and it's been difficult for both of us. I know that's vague, but we're happy with how it turned out. I think he's trying to avoid kind of answering how him and Moraine play out.
Solo journey is flashbacks to New Spring. That would work for me just fine.
I don't think so. It seems like he's separated from her for a time. It's almost a formative period for Lan. Having spent so much time with Moraine, he hasn't had a chance to be on his own and as a man. And this is a chance for him to ask questions, to be with his fellow warders and people he hasn't been with much, and it really changes a person. So this is exciting.
This sounds like he's about to explore his sexuality in college.
No, so one of the tidbits I left out is that he mentions like his parents died and then he spent time with Moraine, and he kind of made it seem like there was no time in between. And I was like, he did grow up by himself for a while before being like connected with Moraine. And I was like, okay, well, I'll take that at face value, but all right.
I would like a super deep dive into Lan's emotions and feelings.
Dan said I'd never called my brother Max Ryan, not once. You should tonight, Dan. Like at least once.
Yeah.
Only when he's
Ryan needs to say one random thing, and you just need to be like, "That's Maximum Ryan. That's Max Ryan."
I had forgotten we looked up his Wikipedia, and it probably is not as funny now when we're not drunker. But like near-death experience in motocross is what this turned this guy to acting. Like, and for some reason, that was the weirdest thing to read. Like, what the fuck? But all right. So Max
on his own, he rides into the blight to fight the shadow. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's maximum blighting.
Beach said once he takes off that Git mask, what becomes of a sub? How dare you? He never takes the Git mask off. He becomes Batman.
I mean, really, do we need to peel the onion back on the Wheel of Time's Wolverine / Batman? Like,
so
we're okay. That's what
it's just the one thing. It's just something he's excited for this character. I mean, it doesn't mean we spend a lot of time on it. It just means that he's excited for that aspect of Lan to see the light of day and to the audience. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean like that's his whole fucking story arc for the season or whatever.
I am actually very excited to find out what Lan's favorite color is and like what his favorite character is. Let's dig into it.
Who is it?
It's a formative period.
They have yet to establish that he's like a living weapon and dead inside. But
yes, please do that while you're having your solo adventure.
Well, that is not happening.
Tom, I forget if we mentioned, and we may have done it like through text. You know that they're putting together an animated prequel that's for them to show what the Aes Sedai do previous
TBD.
to all. But
TBD.
It's not anything related to New Spring. The prequel that exists and shows what Aes Sedai do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thoughts there.
He actually mentioned New Spring being like a very informative piece of literature for the way he used the character. Because there's a lot of Lan in that book versus it's Lan before he was,
Yeah. A little more Lan as a person.
Harder. It's literally everything from this paragraph. A formative period for Lan, spending so much time he hasn't had to be on his own, like having his time on his own. But yeah, that's exciting news.
And as a man,
it's news.
And as a man, makes me laugh every time.
It does sound like it's good. He's gonna find out about the prostate.
This question was for Nynaeve. Nynaeve, what do you think is something she would change about the White Tower or the world beyond?
Wait. Real quick question. Do you think this is a comment box I have outside the producer's office for like literally anybody to put something into and then they weave it into the show?
Yes.
What about a Kremlin that's electric?
Yeah. Yes.
That's basically how I feel about the Wheel of Time show.
I'm so excited.
Gremlins
Finds it exciting. Dan, you missed it. I truncated these answers very. I tried to make it make sense. They're long answers. It's a video interview, but it is news. Anyway, she says, I think she would potentially change the hierarchical system. We see this discomfort being as a novice and starting at the bottom to work your way up. I don't think she has. I spelled that wrong. Time for that. She'd probably like to see an institution that works more cohesively in the same way that the Two Rivers did. I think so what she's answering is like, how would Nynaeve change the way the tower works, basically, and maybe like how the rest of the world works. But like, and I agree with that because like Nynaeve going into the tower is like, fuck this shit. Like I was the top shit in the Two Rivers, but I also don't quite understand where she's coming from with the cohesive nature of the way the Two Rivers worked.
This feels like talking at her ass. Or, I mean, Nynaeve is a character. How she would change it, there would be no White Tower.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So
especially this.
First, starting from the bottom up is pretty much what Tom's MO is. That's a good rim job joke. Thank you.
More earbox, boxing less, slipper spanking.
But secondly, well, first off, that's you're okay with either one in my house. But
less Moraine, more anything else.
Yeah, that's exactly right. She fucking hates everything about it. And also, the Two Rivers, she was a giant bully with a stick there, too. Like, I don't know if we should...
Gnome and Garden, Wolverine on screen is not boring. Batman on screen is not boring. Man on screen would not be boring. Fuck off with that. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Get it off my computer.
Tom's going home.
I mean, I did not just put that on screen just to infuriate Tom.
What an exhausting take. Terrible take. No.
I mean, it's in the sense of like he's a stone and never shows any emotion. Sure, but that's obviously not the case with, again, Batman or Wolverine or Lan or like any character that you're reading in a book or a comic book or that's of that caliber.
Yeah,
and I disagree. And like all it does is lend more weight to the moments that they crack slightly and show anything towards anybody, like Nynaeve or. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, or Moraine, yeah. Like, but I think you could absolutely have Lan from the books on screen, and it would be fucking amazing.
Easily.
It's.
I understand why they went a more emotional route. I also don't agree with it. That was necessary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. We backtracked.
I've gone past my allotted time.
That's fine. That's fine, Tom. It's one night a week.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving you.
So, man, I'm really good at typing fast. Can you remember the moment the Wheel of Time set felt like home, like you were amidst a group of artists that could help you deliver your best work? This was to Donald Flynn, the new Matt Cawthon, guys.
What if he just said no?
I really like it. So there's little tidbits of what's gonna happen in this answer. So that's why I sort of wanted to like pull this one out. And he goes, I'm absolutely spoiled. I didn't have to wait that long. I came into it with scenes set in a one room with just two people talking, and that gave it almost the quality of a stage play. Kate Fleetwood. What?
Leandrin?
Yeah, yes, Leandrin. Was phenomenal, and we were able to run these scenes, and I was able to sit in that space before we did any work and to kind of make up what he was doing in that room and where he spent his time. And so he kind of, this is a shorter version of his answer, but he was describing being like in a jail cell, like in the White Tower, I assume, and I was just like, interesting. There's a lot too, because when we leave Barney, he's just like walking towards the tower inexplicably. So he was like, oh, I'm going to do this now or whatever. So for some reason, that's where he's at, I guess, in episode 1 and 2, maybe.
I still want to catch up.
He has Barney. Multiple conversations with Leandrin, possibly.
Yeah.
Great.
I think it's kind of cool to see, like, I don't know. I like where... at least they're sort of shifting towards end of book 2, beginning of book 3, Matt, and they're like thrusting him into that moment where he's like already in the White Tower and like needing to get the fuck out of there, kind of thing. Like, I guess that makes sense.
The easiest route they take to get him there instead of the one that was already written down.
This is the quality shit I wanted. Yeah. Grumpiest dick in the world.
Tom, you're doing literally everything that me and Jono wanted from tonight. Thank you so much. Also, thanks for staying up late with us.
I know, you got to wrap it up though. Imagine the months
We're
they
almost
spent
done.
the writers room trying to pretzel this into a story when they could have just been like, "What about this?" Though somebody already wrote it. It's like literally right here.
It's already been done.
We just have to chop it up to make it make. We just have to chop it up to make it make sense for TV. We don't actually have to rewrite anything. We don't have to write the dialogue. We just have to edit it.
As soon as they offered a steady paycheck, it felt like home.
It's true.
God damn.
Oh, Wildman White said, "What if he said the Two Rivers set and acted like he was there the whole time? That would have been fucking awesome."
They're just like, hey, so how do we make Perrin meet Elias if we put him on a hot air balloon and then he lands in the woods? It's like, how do we make that make sense? Somebody like, what if we don't put him in a hot air balloon?
What if we just do what was in the book?
What? No, a hot air balloon is integral.
Yeah, this is pretty important to the vision.
How else could I piss off Tom?
There's a lot of ways.
I mean, yeah. There's a lot.
Say one more bad thing about Lan.
Tom, this is the last one. So we're out of here after this. So this is specific to the first few episodes, I suppose. They had a preview. So you give a speech about Padden Fane and also Perrin feeling the need to kill him. What is it like preparing for a monologue like that and finding the balance between heartbreak, fear, and also that overwhelming sense of rage?
Obviously, this is to
Marcus Rutherford. Yeah. Perrin.
Andrew.
Thank you.
I mean, he literally was like, "Thanks for that."
Well,
that was really
God is a question.
Really fine tuned into my character.
Designed
because
to get
I felt like it was more than Perrin talked in season 1. He was kind of making a joke. He's like, I felt like I talked more in that monologue than I did all of season 1. He didn't talk much in season 1, kind of thing. It felt like two mates talking, struggling to get their feelings out. Perrin's obviously been holding this in for so long, and there's been something bubbling underneath. It's going to bring up memories of season 1. He's still a character that's not showing all of his emotions. But it's fun to go through the gears a bit and show that there's more to him.
I just remembered he killed his wife.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. But so important to this quote is that he's also talking about a conversation that he has with Ingtar specifically. So, like, I think it's alluding to the fact that they're on the hunt for the horn. You know, like he's talking. It's like parents either individually speaking with Ingtar, or there may be some other shiny earrings around. I don't know. But he's talking about like them being on the hunt for the horn, and like how it's not about them finding the horn necessarily, but also he needs to fucking kill Padden Fane for what he did to like maybe Loyal at the end of the season 1, or who knows. But I think it's kind of awesome. I'm excited for it.
I just keep looking at Abby and
Perrin about Fane. He reminds me of my ex-wife.
Widow, or my widow. I guess not
my widow.
Dead wife.
Yeah, they didn't get they didn't separate. You know, he murdered her. Yeah.
No, accidentally chopped
manslaughter.
Manslaughter. My bad.
Very different.
So there is definitely Perrin and Ingtar do have plenty of time to talk, because Perrin comes out to Ingtar about being a wolf brother. I like that that's definitely something that I would have liked to have seen more on in the book. Separated fine.
Or at least her guts from the rest of her abdomen. I don't know. I don't know if he hit the spine.
Yeah. Odds are with an axe that big, because I forget what it looked like in the actual
It's her life from her body. He separated her life from her body.
Mm-hmm.
But so there's definitely Man.
I still don't see how they're all going to get to fall.
Oh my god, are you kidding? Are you trying to make sense of that? First of all, they're not going to fall. They're not blowing the horn.
Accidentally.
That's the podcast for this week. Better than any joke we'll make.
Oh, that's podcast for this week, I think. Right? Right, boys?
Yeah, I've got 1,000 more jokes. They all suck.
If you have any comments or questions, leave them below, and in theory, we'll get better at responding to them. We're okay at it. You can listen to the audio version of this
your own
show wherever you get your podcast, because I don't update the script, Tom. tWoTcast things brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington, and also she, glorifies the middle of our show randomly with an amazing music video.
Don't read it word for word, Ron Burgundy.
And Andrew Bard of Time. Links to their stuff is below. Andrew Bard of Time is the outro music, guys. I don't know if you know that.
Stick around. Listen.
It's important to know. Join us next episode.
Yeah.
For more Wheel of Time covering Tom.
Maybe.
Crown of Swords.
We'll see.
As
that.
awards?
Yeah. Crown of Awards.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
Tom, Crown of Swords as awards?
I need your answers like tomorrow. I need to.
Maybe it's the Twatties. Maybe it's not if Tom's lazy and quote unquote has a baby and is tired, and I don't know. There's other things there.
Just give me the answers tomorrow. Give me the answers tomorrow, and that's the show.
Done.
All right, fine. Fine, maybe we'll do that.
You won't. No, you won't. Guaranteed.
I will.
Maybe we will. Jono, maybe we will.
Jono will.
Maybe we will.
Yeah.
Oh, my Jono will. Yeah. I'm Joe. Say goodnight, Jono.
Good night, Jono.
And Tom.
Stir your mouth.
Keep the change, you filthy animals.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast code.